In 1985, Angela Davis wrote, "Progressive art can assist people to learn not only about the objective forces at work in the society in which they live, but also about the intensely social character of their interior lives. Ultimately, it can propel people towards social emancipation." Progressive art. The forces at work in society, intensely social, propel people towards social emancipation. Could these phrases be describing hip-hop? USC Professor Todd Boyd believes that hip-hop is indeed propelling people towards social emancipation. In an NPR interview, he states that hip-hop is inherently political. The language is political. He also suggests that Martin Luther King and his politics are very specific to a certain time, and it's important for us to learn from that. But if we want to talk about the present and the future of hip-hop, it's much more immediate and much more relevant. It is 2008. We need relevance. We need bridges to take us positively into the future, as activist Angela Davis said. We have to talk about liberating our minds, as well as liberating society. As rapper Tajay from the Souls of Mischief says, "Mind our own and own our minds. Let us bridge, let us move forward."
I am not a rapper, I am a poet with a hip-hop style. If you like what you hear me do today, please check out my website. It's www.notarapper.com. All right, now the piece I'm gonna do to start off with is something new on my new project, an album I got coming out called Radio Friendly. I've grown and lived in Washington, D.C. and PG County my whole life, so I haven't heard anything on the radio that represents the way my life was coming up, so I did a little piece. So if there's anybody want to keep the snap along with me, feel free to, all right? Imagine a go-go groove, imagine Chuck Brown or Northeast Groovers or something, but keep a swing to it, all right? Here we go. Yeah. Got lots of brothers making cash where I'm from. The largest black middle class where I'm from. But can get up in ya, where I'm from. We make it look easy from PG or DC. Sling everything from real estate to rocks where I'm from. And every fourth brother rocking locks where I'm from. We about to take back our blocks where I'm from. We make it look easy. Check it, PG County School veteran, the law goes straight from Kettering. I learned my skills in Mitchellville. There ain't nothing better than the way we got down. Blacktown in the background, hear that sound. Conga player laying that smack down. Moved here from uptown when I was yay tall. Back in the days at Cap Center and Landover Mall. Doctors and lawyers on the block, hustlers all around the clock. Bama ain't about where you from, it's what you rock. We got our own culture, own an economy. Produce so many stars, it's like studying astronomy. We got black love, black music, black businesses with strong black families. We don't lack witnesses. Well, summer's hot as hell, and when it got that hawk, watch where you go after dark or get outlined in chalk. This is where the revolution gon' spark, where the Million Man March was a walk in the park. Got lots of brothers making cash where I'm from. The largest black middle class where I'm from. But can get up in your, where I'm from. We make it look easy from PG or DC. Sling everything from real estate to rocks where I'm from. And every fourth brother rocking locks where I'm from. We about to take back our blocks where I'm from. We make it look easy. Check it, I'm an uptown resident since Carter was the president. And if you need some proof, then my swagger is the evidence. Back in the 80s, you needed a hood past the inner. But now the Chocolate City got a marshmallow center. Got pushed off U Street because we couldn't afford to buy it. Had recovered from the fires during the 60s riots. Record labels try to bite us. Out of towners want to fight us. Don't even try us, I'll show you what we have. Take a trip up Georgia Ave, HU's got a staff. They all up in the lab, teaching science and math. And any other class, KDY's a different path. You can find quarters and halves, they take what they can grab. And brothers always clash, finding brothers doing bad from the farms of Trinidad. But I ain't even mad or hardly even sad, cause these are my people and they all that I have. Got lots of brothers making cash where I'm from. The largest black middle class where I'm from. But can get up in your, where I'm from. We make it look easy from PG or DC. Sling everything from real estate to rocks where I'm from. And every fourth brother rocking locks where I'm from. We about to take back our blocks where I'm from. We make it look easy from PG and DC. Thank y'all very much.
as you all may or may not know, today's topic is the divide between the hip-hop generation and the civil rights generation, or shall I say, the civil rights generation and the hip-hop generation. So we had Bomani come up and give a little feel for the hip-hop, and we had Betty come up to give a little feel from the civil rights. So as our performers and panelists begin to approach the stage, we would like you guys just to get your minds around the topic, because at the end, we're gonna open the floor up for questions from the audience. Are you all with me? Wonderful, okay. So at this time, I would like to introduce the Humanities Council's Executive Director, Joy Ford Austin, and she's gonna give some opening remarks. Can I get a round of applause for Joy Ford Austin?
First, I want to thank Kwame and Betty for getting us in the mood and getting us ready, centering us, as they say in New Age language, and preparing us for what is going to be a very fine discussion. And I know it's going to be a very fine discussion because that's what we do at the Humanities Council. We bring together people like yourselves who are interested in thinking and talking about the city and thinking and talking about ideas. Ideas that improve the city, ideas that engage us in the work of the city, ideas that bring the world to Washington and Washington to the world. So I hope that you'll enjoy the next hour and a half. It is a pleasure to have all of you here today. Their panelists will be introduced shortly and appropriately, but there is one panelist that I would like to present to you at this time, and that is the Councilmember Kwame Brown. The Councilmember has been a very good friend of the Humanities Council, supporting it over the years. I think we all know his devotion and his interest in supporting business and economic development in the city. But one of the things that I particularly admire about Councilmember Brown is that he understands that people want to have a livable city. They want to be engaged in Washington, D.C. And he cares about young people. He cares about young people and their leadership development. And so a program like Our Soul of the City is of great interest to him. He cares that we engage our elderly. And so programs like our oral history projects and our historic preservation efforts are also important. So, Councilmember, I wanted to give you this award.
Oh, well, award.
An award. And it says, Champion of the Humanities Award, presented to the Honorable Kwame R. Brown, Councilmember at Large, by the Humanities Council of Washington, D.C., April 14, 2008. Thank you.
Well, let me just say we want to, of course, hurry up and get the panel discussion started. I just think when you have a panel discussion talking about hip-hop and the hip-hop generation and the civil rights generation, we need to have more forums and discussions like this, because I think that today you will hear, of course, my generation challenge the older generation, and the older generation challenge my generation. We need to continue to have these type of dialogues and discussions to really deal with some of the major issues that are going to continue to face us as we move forward over the next 5 to 10 years. The goal of it is for, my kids to be living in a world that's different. And hopefully, it'll be different than the way we leave it. And the only way I can do that for my 2-year-old, 6-year-old, 4-year-old, and 6-year-old is to continue to have these discussions, but to implement what comes out of these discussions so they can have a better life. So thank everyone for joining, and to the board of the Humanities Council for the work that you do, because the Humanities Council is very important to this city, to talk about some of the historical past that have taken place and to challenge us to think differently. So to the executive director and the board,